inner world of highly sensitive souls. Slow Secrets with Stephanie Ann Webb. In this episode of Slow Secrets, I sit down with the luminous Stephanie Ann Webb to explore what it really means to be a highly sensitive soul. Stephanie opens up about discovering her own sensitivity and how embracing it completely transformed her life. We dive into the misunderstood magic of sensitivity, why slowing down is medicine for the nervous system, and how to navigate a world that isn't always built for deeper feelers. We will also talk about healing from fear-based systems, creating safe spaces, emotional intelligence for all ages, including her beautiful children's book, What Should Dragon Do? And practical tips for boundaries, burnout prevention, and energy hygiene. If you are highly sensitive or you love someone who is, this conversation will feel like a deep exhale. You will walk away remembering that sensitivity isn't a flaw, it is a gift. Join me in this journey of softness, curiosity, and connection. And connect with Stephanie Ann Webb. Welcome everybody to another episode of Slow Secrets, and today I have as a guest Stephanie Ann Webb. How are you, Stephanie? Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Julie. I'm wonderful. It is nice and warm here. But this morning I went for a walk in the cemetery I like to go to, and there was a nice breeze. So yay!
Good.
Love breezes.
Good. So I believe you work with highly sensitive souls. So I was thinking it would be a really nice angle to talk about the inner world of these highly sensitive souls. So who are these highly sensitive souls?
So highly sensitive people are people who have a kind of a more sensitive nervous system. So we can be affected by loud noises. If you ever have somebody who hears sirens, like when sirens go by, I put my hands over my ears because it actually affects my whole body. We also have a tendency to be affected by even just noises like mouth noises, somebody chewing. There's a thing called misophonia, which means the hatred of sound. And so we can literally get enraged from that. So we have to learn kind of mindfulness and how not to let those things get to us. And there is a tendency to feel deeply the things that's happening in the world. So you might not even know what's going on. You might be in a good mood and all of a sudden you're just like, why am I feeling so heavy? And it can be because the shifting in the world or the energies in the world. And you're like, what's going on? And the hardest thing about that is when you don't understand what's happening before you have this awareness that you're just sensitive to things around in the world. You think, what's wrong with me? Mm-hmm. Like we were maybe more sensitive to seasonal affective disorder. So in the wintertime, I have to be more mindful of the darkness because I can get depression. And when I found out about seasonal affective disorder, I was like, oh, okay, I just get more affected deeply by the weather. So it's very similar as well to empaths, but there are differences. So people who are called empaths, they might have certain things like they can feel when somebody's unwell, they can actually start to feel that themselves. And we're just very sensitive to what's going on in the world. And also some of that might be trauma. So being highly sensitive is a trait. It's kind of being neurodivergent, but also there are people like you've been through a trauma that you might be highly sensitive, but maybe it was the trauma that you went through that made your nervous system a little bit more sensitive.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yes. Well, to me, highly sensitive people, it's a little bit like misunderstood magic. Because you can say, yeah, I love it. But then I really fall in love with all the peculiar things in life and the most special people, right? So, but too emotional, too much, too fragile. It's like really in contact with every little cell in your body and around you. And of course, it can be too much to live with if you don't know how to like process and navigate. I can understand that. But to feel everything so deeply is beautiful if you manage to harvest that energy and make it work with you rather than against you. Again, always putting names on things and you have ADHD and you have this and you have that, to understand that you have a disorder which doesn't allow you to. I have some of my best friends that I probably have ADHD. My friend is dyslexic. She's created one of the most incredible businesses in the Gillies. You can do anything you want in life and be superior with the right people. And you are who you are.
Feel like people who are HSP, it can feel like a curse. And when you're just in survival mode, you're like, oh, I hate being like this. But then when you can, and that's hard when you're healing, right? Because we have to reset our nervous systems and heal through so much different things and learn how to calm ourselves and all those different things. But then when you see the gifting in it, right?
Yes.
Like we can sense things. I can sense body language and tone, and a lot of people can. It's not just HSPs, but I now see it as a gift, whereas before it was like, oh, this is so hard to navigate in this world.
Yes, but it's almost like misreading your sensitivity until it becomes your identity, and then it becomes your strongest point. The nervous system the somatic is really what I work on. And of course, slowness. Slow down to find your flow, right? And if you're feeling everything so intensely, sounds, emotions, energies, then slowing down, like for example, this afternoon, right? So I've come into a little solo bubble. My dear sisters from the island have asked me to water their tomatoes in the middle of nowhere in Portugal. So I've really been gifted this pause, right? Of course, I work because I love going into a creative work bubble. But then from 3 to 5, I go to the river with a book, and I just lay there in the forest, bathing, you know? And I think that's also the key to anyone that's a little bit oversensitive or overactive or overstimulated in some way, right? Is to create these calendar moments where you pause. Ideally, and like recharge your being in silence.
Yeah, I actually experienced that this morning. So when I was going for my walk in this beautiful cemetery, I could hear the cicadas and the birds, and the sun was out in the breeze, and I was starting to think of all the stuff like, oh, I got this problem, and oh, the stuff going on in the world, but then I stopped and I realized, wait, I am here and I'm not appreciating what is right in front of me.
Totally.
I'm not appreciating this very moment, right? And so that's why I was like, okay, reset. And I didn't take my headphones. I used to just always listen to podcasts, and I still like to do that. But now, a lot more times, I just don't. I just listen to what's around me. And so, yeah, getting back to nature, right? Just having those, coming back to moments of quiet is what resets us. Like just, and we can forget to do that. It's in that awareness. I'm like, oh yeah, all these thoughts are going around and starting to get stressed. But what's right in front of me? This beautiful place that I'm in, right? Appreciating nature.
Yes. Doing everything in full appreciation. Very, very important. In full consciousness. I think we have so many externalities and distractions and instant gratifications. And I'm going to go and take the car and go to the river. At the same time, I'm going to listen to that podcast and I'm going to read that book. And then at the same time, I'm going to do my nails. And no, scratch all of that. We're going to the river. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You also, I love that you work on fear-based systems. I love that.
So I grew up a shame-based, fear-based kind of authoritarian religion.
Yeah.
And it was always, what do other people tell me I need to do? You know, they were always like, well, what does the Bible say? Well, what does the male authority in your life say? And I did not know how to think for myself. I did not know what, like, I would ask my dad, like, well, what do you think I should do? Because he would start to, well, anytime I had an idea, it would kind of like, well, but blah, 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 blah. And I lived there for like 40 years. And I mean, over time, I took critical thinking. I was taking philosophy at university. So that helped to unravel things, but also just deconstructing what I grew up with and realizing, wait, I'm my own person. I have power within me, right? And finding that, what do I want? Who am I? Coming out of that, of what they're telling me, that control and power of the system. And so I just see that constantly, we're like little sheep that just follow whatever. And we get sucked into all these different things. And that's comforting for people, right? I do think that that's, for a lot of people, they find comfort in just tell me what to do. But for me, it caused a lot of anxiety. So
yeah.
I want to help people know that we are powerful beings.
Absolutely. We are powerful beings. And often the answer is on the other side of fear. You got to walk through it, right? To get to the other side of fear. But I think we are indoctrinated since we are tiny, like what we need to do. This is the box and you need to like get into the tunnel, buy the house, get the kids, get the job, do 9 to 5, pay your house for 25 years while the house is empty all the day because you're working all the day to pay off and then I was like, no, I don't. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to enjoy it now. So I packed my bags, started traveling the world when I was 20. And I said, maybe the grass is not greener on the other side and I might be back tomorrow. But it's been, 20 years. And I'm super happy. And if I had listened to fear, I would still be in Belgium. But fear for me, is more like a little lantern that goes on, and Dumbledore is standing there going, be careful, And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm going to be careful. Okay, I'm going to reassess the scene, but I'm still going to go for it. Right?
Yeah. One thing that I found, because I've always, because ever since I was a teenager, I was like, okay, they always say, if you want to grow, you got to get out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So I would do that. But my comfort zone was like different than other people's. Like we're all different, right?
Totally.
But I had so much fear and so much anxiety, but I would still do the thing. But I would still be so fearful all the time. And then this is why I really love near-death experiences, listening to them, because a lot of people talk about when you're starting to leave the earth and your body, there's no fear there. And that helps me because it's like this fear that's within us is our body's way of keeping us safe, or it's what we were given, what we were told. And so when I realized this is just my body's way of reacting, it's not real.
Yes.
That helps me whenever I'm doing something that's kind of scary.
That's good. I think everyone navigates a different way, right? I mean, I think my brother is one of those highly sensitive people, and we really, really function very differently. So whatever I explain to him, it doesn't work because we are two different atoms. Very complementary. I'm the mover, he's the keeper, But yeah, it's interesting to see how everyone navigates fear and where we're going. But it's also about, as you were saying, keeping balance within yourself, right? Your inner space and your outer space, like holding space for yourself and others, and having a daily practice that makes you feel safe, feel grounded, balanced, and not overwhelmed by other energies, right? What does that look like for you?
Yeah. I'm still working through that because sometimes I think I've got it figured out.
It's a life practice, right? It's a daily practice for life. And it evolves, It's like a potion where you add, I'm going to take that out, I'm going to put that in, I'm going to take that out, I'm going to put that in.
I also realize that, when I'm not taking that time, when I'm just kind of like, got to do this, and I'm getting myself stressed out, I wonder, did I take time to quiet myself today? Even like some people, I don't always just meditate. I'm more of a person who will go for a walk and just be in the present moment. Sometimes I do. I lie on the floor and just meditate, and I feel better after like 20 minutes. It really all depends. There's no one way. But I will sometimes forget to do that. And then I'm wondering, why am I so discombobulated and stressed and I get brain fog? Or what am I eating? Am I eating too much sugar and having too much caffeine? Because that can affect,
nutrition.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm, it's just always being aware of that. And your body's always telling you or showing you.
Yeah.
Because you have to remind yourself, okay, are you taking care of yourself? Because that's key. So, but yeah, like for example, with the situation with the sound, I have a neighbor who has a leaf blower, and he just uses it all the time to just get off dust on his driveway and stuff. And it's like, and it's annoying. And when I'm outside, I'm just like, oh my God, stop it. But, I'm like, well, I have a choice. Okay. I can go inside. I can choose how I'm going to handle this, right? Because he's going to do what he's going to do.
Noise cancellation headphones.
Yeah, there's so many options that we can do. Or I'll just be like, doesn't matter. Like, and I'm learning how to kind of tune it out.
Yes, there is a huge power in that. There is a huge power in that. I bought land in Gili Air when the island went boom. So basically, I've been surrounded by construction noises for the past 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was one of the first. Great. Yes. So sometimes I go to the beach. Sometimes, and now, you know what? I don't even hear it anymore. And people come and they're like, aren't you bothered with the noise? And I'm like, what noise? And then when it's really loud, I just blast music. The workers don't mind. They're like, woohoo. Go, Julie. It's like, but yeah, I mean, you can also sit there all day and complain. Or you can train.
Yeah, and that's where the power comes from, is knowing that we have a choice. Because I used to just, like, my dad is he's always been kind of negative, like complaining about everything. I used to think, why does everything bad always happen to us? And then I realized, just because my dad always points out all the negative. And then when I learned, wait, I have choice. And I don't have to let things get to me if I don't want to. And it does take work, but you can. And that's knowing that you're powerful. I keep reminding myself, I am powerful. I do not have to let this affect me, right?
Absolutely.
We're not taught that growing up or,
Yes, we are not. It's true. We are not. Growing up. It's always been my dream to write a children's book. I mean, I've got like 3 in my laptop ready to go, actually. So it was really so good to see that you actually did it. You actually wrote a children's book. What should dragons do? Right?
Yes, what should dragon?
Hey, I love it.
And I got somebody, on, Fiverr.
Yes.
Website Fiverr.
Yes. Like a freelance platform, like
The
Upwork.
person, their name is Kids Art. So I don't know their actual name, but their Fiverr account was Kids Art, and they did all the illustrations, which is just cool. So yeah, I got that published in 2021.
It's like emotional intelligence for all ages.
Yeah, I think even adults need this. So it's three little stories, and it's about a dragon who lives with two bears, and just the things that happen, like the little things that bother us, how we can be kind even when we're emotional, and it's just everyday stuff.
Yes.
But so it talks about what dragon does, how she reacts, and then the question is asked, what should dragon do? And it talks about what other choices she has. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been able to go to daycares locally and read them to the kids.
Oh,
they're always like, I love dragons, or
they love dragons. Dragons are huge. Dragons and dinosaurs are huge.
Yeah.
How we can be kind even when we are emotional. I love that. That's a t-shirt.
And that is so needed right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
Like, because it's easy to be angry. It's easy to be mad.
It's very challenging to remain kind when you are triggered, especially in your emotional body, because none of us have been taught how to recalibrate our nervous system. So to act from a place after a pause, like of reflection and not reaction, but always
to know that we can. To know that we can is powerful, right? Because you're reacting and you don't know what else to do. So it's understandable. But to know, wait, we can choose how we act in this moment. But that takes the awareness, right? Because when you're just like, I don't know why I'm always angry, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. So if you had any tips for boundaries, burnout prevention, energy hygiene for these highly sensitive people, what would it be?
Really get to know what... I think it comes down to loving yourself, learning how to love yourself. People used to say that to me, just love yourself. And I'm like, how? Because I believed I was worthless. I was full of shame. And, growing up, that was just part of the religion as well. And then, so it took me a long time to how do I do this? And Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer.
I love her. Oh
my
God.
Changed my life.
Me too. I am lovable. What was your, mine was, I am safe, because safety is paramount, right?
Yeah.
I am safe. You go
the
for
thing
it.
The two that I really just took away from was God, source, universe wants the best for me. Because sometimes you're like, is God out to get me? What's happening? And then also everything is working out for my highest good, and out of this situation, only good will come. And you say that over and over again when you're going through the hardest time, because it helps your nervous system calm down. And then anything that we're going through, if we find the good in it, there's always something we can find. We can find growth through it. We can find an opportunity. It doesn't have to keep us down. And so knowing that can help you get through. And that was just life-changing for me. So yeah, because when we can love ourselves, then we can learn how to set better boundaries. And I think for a lot of HSPs, we're people pleasers as well. We want everyone to feel good. We're we don't like seeing you sad. So we give and give and give. And then people cling to us. I had that happen so many times.
Yes, oh my God.
And I didn't have good boundaries. And I would get mad then. And I was like, no, I'm sinning. I can't be mad at them. I was like, why am I mad? I'm mad because I allowed them to suck the energy out of me. But I had to set better boundaries. And only by loving myself was I able to do that. So it's a process.
How can you
But
set better boundaries by loving yourself more?
How can?
How can you set better boundaries by loving yourself more?
When you start to just love yourself and know who you are and what you will and will not put up with, you realize that you don't have to accept everything that people want you to do. So now, when I meet people, I used to accept all the friends because I'm like, I have to be friends with everyone. That's what Jesus wanted me to do. Now I'm like, no, this person I connect with, this person I can be kind to, but I keep you at arm's length. Because I would have so many energy vampires, people cling to me, and I gave so much of myself to them that I was dying. So knowing that, I have certain people that are my close friends, others that occasional friends, but others I'm just like,
and it's okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah, so one, you learn to say no. And two, I have the same image. I'm like this giant tree in Harry Potter that's like, and some of them are inside the bark and they're my real tribe close to my heart, and they're also the only ones that can hurt and protect me, basically. And then there's a million of people dancing in the field and I'm dancing with them, woo, woo. But yeah, they're not inside my bark. So I have a pink bubble. Right?
Yes, a bubble.
Yeah, a pink. I visualize this a lot.
Keys.
I am safe. The universe and all life forms love and support me. That was mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful. I love that.
I am safe. The universe and all life forms love and support me. I am always repeating this even to this day when I feel unsafe, like on a motorbike that's going too fast or in a car in the middle of nowhere or walking like I'm safe. Louis hate, bam, bam, bam. But it really works, right? The nervous system just like, yeah, I'm safe. You're like telling yourself, I'm beautiful. And everybody loves me because the more people are always thinking about like what people think of me and how I navigate this. And there's so many ways to trick the system to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because we'll start thinking, I used to think, everyone's judging me. People think I'm ugly and fat. And because that was what I was told. And then I made that story my own, right? And then I just put that out to everybody thinking everybody thought that about me and it would keep me small. But then when you realize, wait, people might not think that of you. But also when you learn to it doesn't matter what they think, but I also don't know what they're thinking. So like you're saying, yes. If we just say everybody is thinking wonderful things about me, we'll start to live like that.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. It's like to honor the deep feelings that we have inside of our hearts, but without becoming consumed by it. Okay, I hear you. I see that you're there, but I'm not gonna get consumed by it. The 4 agreements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speak in an impeccable world. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions. Oh, maybe this guy thinks that I am. Assumption. Don't do that. And have you read that book? And Do Your Best. Don't get It's a really, really good book. You should read it.
So I've not read it.
You have to read that. About it. Yeah. That and also The Mastery of Love. He wrote another one on love, and it blew my mind. Both of them. It blew my mind. It's a bit like same level as The Alchemist for me. Paulo Coelho, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think sensitivity is a gift. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And it should be protected with a pink bubble. Yes? But we've all seen our parents come and be, you have to be strong. You're a man. You gotta be independent and you gotta be strong and you have to work hard. But yeah. How do you protect people like that? Or how do you protect yourself in a society that's so hard? So I just want them to remember that they are brilliant and that they are not broken and that if they need help, they should reach out.
Yeah. Conversations are so great, right? We find clarity when we're sharing with each other and encouragement and empowerment. right? When we can, I find that all the time with my friends, and there will be like, oh, you just said something that made something so clear to me. And we kind of forget that, right?
Yes.
We forget that conversations can do that.
Absolutely. It's very
The right
healing.
people.
To reflect. Yeah, with the right people. To reflect is very healing. And for that, it can be with a coach, it can be with a friend, it can be with a sister, with a brother. It can even be with a stranger in a bus. I had the most extraordinary conversations with strangers, reflecting and just getting downloads. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Your magic.
Just so much fun talking with
And where can people find you?
The best place is probably my website, stephanieannwebb.com. You can also find me on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/Steph Ann Webb.
Perfect. About in there in the
Steph
comments.
Ann Webb, TikTok. Yeah. Google me and I can find me.
Good. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Maybe one word?
I just want to add there's hope, because when we lose hope, then, you kind of give up.
Yeah.
But when you know that there's always hope, even if you feel like this is the day where it's just all going to shit. I've had those days. I've had I just want to give up, right? No. Tomorrow will be better. Around the corner, there's something. There's always something. And never, even if you have this moment, it's fine to feel it. I will allow those feelings, right? I don't like bypassing feelings. But just know that it doesn't have to be your forever. And we can move on, we can heal, and we can find the beauty in life. So no matter where we are. Yeah. And I love those stories of people who triumph. It's just like, yes, I love those.
Yes, I agree. Life comes in waves, Every time shit hits the fan, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit this one out, because eventually everything, at some point, I'm like, I'm so happy. I can't believe all of this happened. And it's just like around the corner,
And knowing that helps you get through when you're like, okay,
focusing on all these things that make your nervous system recalibrate and just nurture your being, and then breathe through it, and then you eventually get out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And you become stronger and stronger also, I feel. The more things get thrown at you, you're like, it's fun, I can do this.
I was so excited because I used to just burst into tears when anything bad would happen. And it would get worse as I got older and didn't deal with what was going on with the trauma building, right?
Yes.
Within your body. And then in my 30s, I would just break down at work crying. And people were like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. But now something happens and I'm like, okay. And it got less. Like I might cry for a week, and then a few days, and then a day, and then an hour, and then 5 minutes. And I noticed as I was working through all this, it got less and less. And now I might still have a breakdown for a few moments. And then I'm like, okay. It's so exciting because you can see your progress, right?
Absolutely. But it's also allowing it to be felt. Because our whole life, we're like, don't be angry. Don't be scared. Don't be sad. Don't cry. Now I'm like, man, this is so sad. And I cry. Yeah. But then after I'm like, okay, I felt it. When I'm angry, I'm like super angry. I allow the emotion to be expressed through my body. And then it's not like I don't push it down and put it in a little corner of my stomach, just allow it to be expressed. Yeah. In a safe way, and releasing it through the body.
It's about not staying there, but you can feel it. And that's what I feel more of us are talking about this, because the spiritual bypassing, the just think positive, that's old school. That's doesn't help anything, because people just squash it down and they're like putting a smile on their face, but really they're living with anxiety, depression, illness, whatever, because they've squashed everything down in their body, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we all do that. Yeah. 100%. Well, thank you so much. It was a true pleasure. And I want to finish by sending so much love to all these beautiful, highly sensitive people around the world and into the universe and to you. Thank you so much.
You too. Bye, Julie.